Hey, what's up everybody? It's Jesse. This is Jesse's Garage. Thank you for watching. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the things that are missing right here. We got a light right here, light right there. Those are missing. We did just paint that black stripe on the bumper to get that going out. So today we're going to talk about refreshing those lights. You don't have to go order new ones unless you want to. You want to ball out like that? For sure, go order some new ones. I actually need to order a new fog light, but I have them right here. And these, so this one's broken. Sad. But as you can see on this is pretty dirty. I don't know. Check out, see how dirty that is. We're going to refinish this light. We're going to refinish that. We're going to finish those guys. Now, the turn signals I already refinished. I did them on like a build vlog when we took out the rear subframe bushing. So if you watch that, you probably kind of already know how we're going to do this. But if not, and you just want to see how to do your lights, welcome and stay tuned. So here's what we got. These are actually the 30-year-old turn signals, but we just refinished them and they look freaking brand new. And I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's super cheap, super easy. Look how good that one looks. And then that guy's dirty. That one's dirty. And then boom, look at how good that guy looks. We need water. We need sandpaper because we're going to wet sand these. And then we need some clear. And I'm just using this Rust-Oleum Universal Crystal. It's not even crystal clear. This is the Rust-Oleum Universal Clear. This thing's awesome. If you watch some of the other videos that we have, some of the build videos, build vlogs, you've probably seen me use that on other parts because it's just super nice to just have some clear. Bam, hit it out. And that's what we did on these guys. I'm going to show you how to do it on these right here. Here's our sandpaper. This is 1200 grit sandpaper. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to tell me we should be using a 1500 grit or 2000 grit, which I actually have that, but I figured I found 1200 to work great, especially we're just wet sanding them. So all we're going to do is get a spray bottle, some water, our sandpaper, and get these things cleaned up. All right, so the first thing we have to do is remove our lights to refinish them. We're going to have 2 screws right here. It's going to pop that out. Now you might think, okay, 2 screws on this one. Oh, that screw right there, right? I'm just going to pop that out and it's going to take that out. Don't touch that screw. Do not touch that screw. It is for adjustment, and if you keep screwing on it, you'll break the housing that it goes on. We're going to take this guy out, remove those 2 screws. I'm going to show you how to get that guy out. All right, so once we remove those screws, this guy's going to pop out, and then we're going to slide him back because he's got hooks right there that go right that in the bumper. Disconnect our electrical connector, set them off to the side, and now inside here there is 3 bolts. Got 1, 2, 3. That's what holds the light in. All right, so we got our 3 bolts out. That guy out, disconnect the electrical connector. Don't break your thing. Don't adjust that screw right there. Don't touch it. And the same on the other side. Now the next thing we need to do is wash them, get all the grime off there. All right, so I just got some water and soap here, nothing fancy. You can get fancy if you want. This will do the job. Plus we're gonna wet sand it. So I'll just hit this up, get all this grime off of there. All right, well that's just wiping it down. You can see a huge difference on the grime that's built up on there. I'm going to take this down. Now, if you don't know, these lenses are actually 3 pieces. We have our glass fog light right here, and then there's 2. You can see this one right here is chipped and needs replaced. There's 2 end caps, plastic end caps, one here, one here. And to get those loose, there's little tabs right there that'll pop them loose. I am not going to take them off to do this restoration because they're old and brittle, and I'm like 90% sure that if we apply any pressure to those tabs, they're just gonna snap off. And then this housing is cracked, so we need to replace that anyways. Once we get the new parts to replace those, but I am not going to remove those tabs because they'll probably break and it wouldn't be worth it to do that. All right, so now we've got them both clean. The housing's clean. As you can see, that plastic end piece, actually right here, there's those tabs I was talking about. That one just fell off because this one, the housing is cracked. So we do have that one removed. It's cracked on both sides. Look at that, boom. Cracked. So it's missing a bunch of stuff. We'll refinish this anyways, even though it's broken and will have to be replaced. Refinish this one is just, I have just a water bottle, a spray bottle full of water, and we will take our 1200 sandpaper. Put some water on this guy. We'll do this one first, and we're just going to well, we're just gonna keep doing that for a little bit, get it all cleaned up. We kind of, if it looks hazy on the plastic, that's okay. It's actually doing what it's supposed to. What we're doing is just kind of scratching up the surface, getting all the dirt and stuff off of it. And then the clear will come in and fill all of that in. I'll make it look really slick. All right, well, there's our 2 fog lights. Can you tell which one we sanded? This thing's looking awesome already. This guy looks amazing. All we did was just wet sand that. It's probably because this is glass, so this is cleaning up very nicely. As you can see, some of the plastic corners are looking pretty foggy because we've got them scored up. Compared to this one's still dirty. We haven't sanded this down. There's a bunch of pitting in the glass. So this one's all clean. We'll do the same thing to this guy, and then we'll make sure, you want to make sure they get dry, and then we'll go to the next part. So I'm going to hit this other light, and we're going to do these same steps for these guys too. Wet sand them down 1200 the same way we're doing on these fog lights. That's what you're going to do on the turn signal lights. So get to it. All right, well, everything's looking like it's pretty dry and ready to throw some of that clear on. So we've got all of our lights sanded. Got our water bottle we used, turn signals there, fog lights here. Bust out some of this guy. This is the sandpaper we used, 1200 grit. I'll have links in the description below that'll show all the products that we used and where to find them, all that good stuff. Make sure to click that, support the channel that entertains you. We're gonna take these guys out, go set them down. I've just laid out a garbage bag to spray them on. The clear will go right where we want it to, and we should be able to spray these out pretty quickly. All right, well, we've got our clear here. I really like this one because how the handle is. It'll let you shoot it out just kind of like a spray gun, and it puts out a nice little pattern. So this is like $8 for this guy. It's not a bad item to have in the garage when you're doing little stuff. I use it on all kinds of little. Let's go ahead and spray out this light. Shake that guy up, and then we're just gonna do even coats. Woohoo, it's looking shiny already. So we're gonna lay down a couple different coats. We want it to be nice, and we don't want any dry spots in our clear, just like when you shoot clear on an automobile. We want a nice even coverage, and then we want to let it flash off, and then we'll hit it with a second coat. So I'm gonna give this thing like 5-10 minutes, and then we'll come back, hit it with a second layer, and go from there. Not too much, we don't want it to be runny, so don't have it runny. Just enough to cover everything, give it that nice wet look, because it's looking awesome right now. It's looking awesome right now. All right, well, here is a quick comparison with the one that we have. This is just one layer of clear, and this is just the one that we sanded. As you can see, this thing is looking, look at the glass. The plastic cleared up, the glass is looking amazing. We're gonna still need to hit that with another coat. I wanted to give you a before and after. So I'm gonna go ahead and coat these guys with that with the second. There's our before shot, before and after. And be patient. Anytime you're painting anything, patience is key. Go slow, let it flash, hit it again, let it flash again. Hit it with a third one if you want a third one. I think how good this looks after one. I think 2 is gonna be a great amount of coats for this thing. But just let it flash in between. That way you don't get any runs. And we'll be able to reinstall these in the car in no time. All right, well, that is pretty much what they're looking like. This thing under 10 bucks. It's not bad to have in your toolbox because there's plenty of this left. I've used it on multiple projects, and we've got these taken care of. We're gonna do more projects. It's nice just to have some clear on hand, let me tell you. So link in the description for that. Nice pattern, looks great. And yeah, it's a great tool to have in your toolbox, because do you not think that we're not gonna refinish the headlights on this? Even the tail lights, I mean, everything we could refinish on this and make them look new again. So not a bad thing to have for under $10 in your toolbox. All right, well, there they are. Look at how shiny those things are. Boy, look at that light. All refinished. Those are the ones, 27 years of grime, dirt, fading. We got them all cleaned up with some clear, some wet sandpaper that I already had in my toolbox, but you can get for like $10 and do this to yourself and not have to go spend a few $100s on new lights. But yeah, let's put these on the car. Look at that. Let's get these put on the car, see what they look like all finished up. All right, well, that's what it looks like with our turn signals, our fog lights redone. And of course, I already did paint that just to make it look all sweet, but those are back together. Hope you got some useful information out of this. Pretty easy project. This is an easy, nice project you can do in your driveway, just on your free time, take you like an hour, and get it done to make your car look that much better. As you can see, like, look at this fog light right here, this glass, and then look at our headlight, dirty. So we'll get those cleaned up as well. But hit that subscribe button if you want to see more projects like this. You want to hear me talk about different cars and what's going on with them and what you might want to think about doing. Check in the links below, because I'll have all the stuff that we used to do this super easy project you can do in an afternoon, no problem. And little stuff like this makes your car look way better. Like, it helps out a ton, because I mean, it just helps out a ton when little stuff like that is clean. Then, you know, but bigger stuff's like paint, like this all needs taken care of, but we got the little stuff taken care of right now. We'll tackle those bigger projects at another time. Well, thank you so much for watching. If you got any value out of this, hit that like button. If you want to see more of this, hit that subscribe button. If you want to be part of the garage, go over to Patreon, kick down some support, and I'll send you a sticker, or there's different merch tiers. You can check that out as well. Thank you so much. Check me out on Instagram at Build Theory, and I will see you next time.